Let's rip it a new butthole.
Yeah.
I tried. I tried to keep a straight face. I couldn't do it.
It's hard to.
Some little kid's gonna be watching this freaking show, and his mom's gonna come in as soon as you said that. And be like, "What are you watching?"
Well, kids, we're gonna teach you how to rip it a new butthole. The tutorial. Anyway, we're back for our review of God, Raw 25, the biggest letdown in a long time. Oh God.
Biggest letdown since the Royal Rumble 2015.
I am going to try to go through this segment by segment. So this is going to be painful, but we're going to be able to rip every segment of new butthole. We're going to have a bunch of buttholes ripped open.
We're going to rip this butthole like X-Pac did when he did the Bronco Buster.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, I was hyped when the show began and we heard JR and King. I was so hyped to hear JR and King again, and then it went to the Barclays Center, and I was like, bruh, like you're not even gonna start the show in the Manhattan Center, like you're not even, bruh. But let's get into the opening segment, which was pretty good. I think we can all agree on that. We had an opening video package of basically the 25 years of Raw, which I liked. The only thing I didn't like was the song choice just seemed off to me.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I
have nothing against Fall Out Boy, but it didn't seem like the right song for that. I don't know. Then of course, Stephanie and Shane basically talk about Raw and how basically talking up the crowd, the same bullshit. Then Vince comes out. He talks about how huge this is, and he gets a huge pop, as he always does. Vince always gets a huge pop. Then they give him a plaque that they had to set up a GoFundMe account to, bruh, you're billionaires and you need to set up a come on now. And then this turns to Vince coming out with the typical Vince heel thing. Glass shatters. Austin comes out. Stunners for Vince. Stunners for Shane. Good segment. I liked it. Thoughts on the opening segment or the GoFundMe?
I was my favorite segment of the entire show. So basically, it was all downhill from there after that, and we'll definitely talk about that. But no, I loved it. I knew it was coming when I heard Vince start healing it on the crowd, and he goes into his Mr. McMahon thing where he's talking about plaque you all have on your teeth, and you guys have clogging your arteries with Nathan's hot dogs and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, it said I'm sure we're gonna hear the glass shatter in a minute. And then when it came, it was. I kind of got momentarily transported back to 1998, and it was a good feeling until I realized how awful. I mean, I know Vince is 72 now, but he looks like basically what the devil would look like in my eyes now, with his eyebrows, and he just looks. He has skunk hair now. Have you seen that he dyed his hair again in the back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has like a gray streak in the front. He looks like a skunk. He looks like Seth Rollins used to, with that skunk streak. But getting back to with the segment, I love seeing Austin out there. Austin looked great. Austin really, he's like the anti-DX. He's aged well, and he looked good. The stunners were fun. Shane still sells stunners like a mofo. He took 2 of them, and I had to say I was pleasantly surprised. I thought Stephanie was going to be all over the show. She basically was on the show for probably a grand total of like 3 minutes and didn't really say a whole lot. So that was a pleasant surprise. Probably one of the most pleasant things about the show was Stephanie involvement was very minimal, but that won't last. in the build of WrestleMania. But yeah, I mean, it was what it was. It was cool to see the Austin give Vince a stunner again. It feels like, their Attitude Era kick they get on every now and again. They always enjoy that. And it was kind of funny how Vince was basically saying how he had a bad heart and he was in a retirement home and stuff like that. And then when he said Shane's in the prime of his life, and they zoomed in on Shane's face, and Shane gave this look. It looked like when Scooby Doo would go like that, and it was really funny. I need to send that meme to you guys. It's really funny. But yeah, like I said, it is what it is. It was fun. It was a good opening segment. I wish they would have saved it for later in the show because I don't think Austin should have had the opening segment. I think Austin would have been better for the end of the show than to have it be, have the old man Click crew come out. But we'll talk about that once we get to that. But yeah, I was a fan. I like seeing Austin again. It's been a while since we've seen him on WWE television, so it's always good to see Stone Cold.
DJ?
Yeah, I definitely agree. This was probably the best segment of the night. Good way to start the show. Funny way to start the show. I know we're supposed to hate Vince because he's out of touch and old, but I love Vince.
By the way, the return of the asshole chant for Vince McMahon was great.
Yeah, I was pretty sure they weren't saying Apple.
That was hilarious though. Like I love his comeback to that. And then like you said, Brandon, I love Vince McMahon talking about it. He's on AARP now. He's in a retirement home. But Shane's in the prime of his life. Like, that guy,
he passed the buck off to him. That was funny.
And then obviously you knew that he was going to still stun Vince. But it was funny. I think there was a lot of memories in this one. Like, especially, when you see Austin and Vince kind of being on the same page, even for a couple of seconds, it's kind of, you go back to that heel turn Austin had, too. Like, there was so much in this segment, I felt like. But I still love Austin. Always gonna love Austin. Probably my favorite wrestler of all time ever in life. I love that man so much.
I mean, he brought us a lot of good memories. I mean, some of my favorite memories as a child had Stone Cold Steve Austin in it, stunning Vince McMahon, hit him with the bedpan, beating The Rock for the WWF title at WrestleMania. It's just a lot of great memories. And
The Rock not being on this show was kind of unfortunate, though.
It was unfortunate.
We say that he probably was good for him not to show up, but I feel like The Rock's just as big a part of Raw as Austin was, so they kind of sucked that he wasn't there. But at least for something, he could have just lit his name on fire or something. We haven't seen that before.
Moving on, we had an 8-woman tag match. I felt like this was just put in the
Skip. No.
I mean, basically, all it did was just put Asuka over as you're teasing that she would win the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble. And in all honesty, I'm skeptical if she'll actually do it.
It's gonna be Tamina, guys. What y'all talking about?
Oh my God. Do they want to kill the crowd?
How are they going to ever get her over the top rope with her size?
Well, I mean, how are they going to get Nia Jax over the top rope?
That was the final two right there, baby.
Oh boy, man, they're going to get.
How you doing?
They're going to get this. Well, right now he's suspended.
I probably shouldn't.
You guys
ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I think you guys are right, because I mean, look at it. Big Show was never eliminated. Well, Kane was never. Okay, Undertaker. They might get eliminated. I think they might.
you know that Rey Mysterio though, he won that time. So who's the smallest man in the fight right now? I'm going with him. Kalisto, good lucha things, baby.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I felt like they just put this in basically as filler, which they didn't need to. Like, this could have been a really good 8-woman tag. it just wasn't. I did like Asuka throwing Mickey James, Sasha, and Bailey out, kind of possibly previewing the Royal Rumble, which probably won't happen, but that was the only good part about this match. Like as soon as I saw Alicia Fox, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a jobber match.
Yeah. Well, Alicia, she turns heel and babyface on the dime right now. Like, she comes out scowling, she's heel. If she comes out smiling, she's babyface.
And then she just freaks out and has temper tantrums for no reason.
Oh yeah, where she had that random goes crazy type thing that they Vince apparently found out about Solange Knowles trying to beat up Jay-Z in an elevator, and then all of a sudden she turns into the Solange Knowles. I mean, just God, very trivial things, but yeah, like I said, it was a very forgetful 8-women tag team match. Very forgetful.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I have not much to say about this because I watched it. This was probably one of the only matches that I sat down with my actual eyes and actually watched the whole thing, like without any distractions. I'm sorry to myself because
and it felt too long too. Like it felt too long for a really bad match. Like
yeah, oh yeah. It's almost like they were like, okay, we're going to try to get 2 segments into this match. We're going to get a commercial break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to have a full segment, and then finish the show, or finish the match. And it just felt like they were just stretching out time. They pretty much were just sitting there. It's like, oh, okay, what can we do to stretch out some time? Oh, okay, let's just bore the crowd to death.
they had all these legends, and they still felt they needed to stretch for time. Like, really?
Yeah, you have a 3-hour show. I mean, you have your own network too. You could have just put everything. You could have, hey, we didn't finish up in time. Let's put it on the network.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. It's just stupid. Whoever put show together, the formatting just was dumb. And we'll talk definitely more about that once we get further into the show.
Speaking of which, let's get further into the show.
Yeah.
We had a backstage segment with Kurt Angle.
Segment
With Coach, Harvey Whippleman, Brooklyn Brawler, Teddy Long, Brother Love, and the Boogeyman. All in one set. Bruh, you couldn't spread this out? Like this, I like this. I did. I like seeing all these guys back. But again, from the live aspect, I would rather have seen them at least do an in-ring segment. Like, being in the arena, you don't want to always look up on the Titantron to have to watch something. You want to actually see it in front of you.
Well, I'm shocked they didn't do that stupid camera angle that Kevin Dunn loves so much of the crowd watching the screen, watching the segment.
They did that once in the Manhattan Center.
Yeah, and it looks so stupid. It looks dumb because it looks like the crowd's bored to death. And they were. That Manhattan Center. I felt bad for the people in Manhattan Center because they got screwed.
I mean, I saw 2 segments from the Manhattan Center. 2 segments.
Yeah, it was very few segments. They had the one segment with Undertaker where he said nothing, and we'll definitely talk about that. That's something we'll definitely.
The weird part was, I felt like the Manhattan Center was supposed to be for like the legends, like for the people that were actually in it, and like.
None of them were there. It just was DX and Undertaker.
In 2 out of the 3 segments, I don't feel like any of them were actually in the Manhattan Center that much.
Yeah,
like Undertaker, obviously, but.
Oh, honestly, by the way, did you guys pop for the Ico Pro banner? That was awesome.
I actually saw one of the fans with an Ico Pro shirt too.
Ico Pro, and I saw somebody who had a sign that said "Silk Stockings coming on next" on USA, and I was like, "Oh man, talk about taking you back."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, DJ. You were saying something. I didn't mean to cut
you
off.
I was done. I was done.
Okay.
I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if all the backstage segments were pre-recorded anyway.
Oh, they definitely were. I'm pretty sure they all were.
So dumb.
I know.
On to the we had a video package of the Undertaker's Raw highlights. Basically, I liked it.
The only thing is, I saw this video on WWE's YouTube page this weekend.
Yeah,
and I saw the video for the intro for Raw 25 this weekend as well.
yeah.
So they just put all this stuff up, and then once you see it on TV, you're like, "Oh well, hell, I've already seen this. I'll just fast forward through."
Yeah. And then we had Undertaker come out in the Manhattan Center. I was actually surprised he actually came out in the Manhattan Center to do a promo. I wish he wore some ring gear more.
I wanted those damn purple gloves, man. God,
Yeah.
I wanted those purple gloves. So I would have freaked out. That was my favorite version of the Undertaker.
Yeah, it felt off with him being having the more modern Undertaker gear on, and then him being in the Manhattan Center. It felt a little bit off to me. And then the promo that just what? Like,
did he retire?
I mean, he said, yeah. I mean, did he retire? And then JR is like, "Oh well, that sounds ominous," and I'm like, "No, it didn't. He just sounded like he was retiring."
Yeah, and then I don't know about you guys, but I was pissed at the crowd because they kept chanting one more match. This guy has earned his retirement. Let him retire.
Well, that's the only thing about the Manhattan Center, a smaller arena. You could hear everybody. It sounded like a bunch of garbled mess when he was talking, and when he had pauses between his promo. You hear people go. It sounded like people underwater. It was just sound like a garbled mess, and people like a bunch of drunk idiots. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to get over.
Am I the only one who wanted it to be Roman? And he comes out and just said, "I retired the Undertaker," and leaves.
I mean, it would have worked.
I heard rumors that they were going to set up Taker versus Cena, and I was hoping I didn't hear that Cena music. I was like,
see, I thought for sure. See, this is what I thought was going to happen. I thought Taker was going to be one of the first segments on the show at the Manhattan Center, and then at the end of the show, Taker would show up and tombstone Cena at Barclays, and that's how the show would go off the air. That's how I thought the show was going to go off the air. It would have been better than what we got.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, then we got the beginning of the segment with the APA beating Heath Slater and Rhino in the poker game. Then Ted DiBiase joins the game with a nice wad of cash, nice wad. It was probably like $50 just in ones. But
well, he got that out of the offering plate.
yeah.
I kid. Now I tell you, Ted looks good. He actually looks pretty good for his age.
He does. He looks really good.
Yeah, I like seeing Ted. I laughed a lot when he showed up.
I was gonna say he's one of the best heels of all time. That guy was that $1 Million Man, especially the initial the character when he first came on the scene. I don't know. Did you guys ever seen the vignettes of him where that boy's dribbling the basketball and he kicks the basketball away before he gets to 10?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good heel heat there.
Yeah. Next, this was one of the stupid segments. One of the many stupid segments, but they introduced all of the past general managers. All three of them.
Where was the laptop at? Where was the laptop at? Where was
That's what I was saying. I was like, "Where's the anonymous general manager?"
I was hype about people power though. I'm not gonna lie. I was hype about people power. I was also like, where Mick at though?
Where was Mick Foley at? It's not like Mick Foley had far to travel.
Yeah,
Mick Foley lives in Long Island.
I was definitely excited for Johnny Laryngitis. I was.
Yeah. Super Dave.
It was cool seeing Bischoff though. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Singing himself was pretty cool. And then Daniel Bryan comes out for some reason. I was like, it's supposed to be for the past month, not the current.
Well,
Yeah.
no, they said he was like the special guest general manager for the night or something, didn't they?
No, they just said the JoJo or whatever the girl's name who does
Yeah,
the
my babe. Yeah, my the love of my
yeah.
life.
Yeah. Basically, sometimes I think it's still Lillian Garcia out there because he sounds just like her when she does her ring introductions. But yeah, I think they just brought him out there just to have the interaction with Miz walks by him and they face off.
Yeah.
When he goes down to the ring.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I mean, honestly, I think it's probably just wishful thinking, but something's got to give with that. I feel like this has been building up too long that they're not going to do anything with this.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, we had the IC title match, which, okay, we all knew how it was going to go, but it was still way too short and just, like, what was, like, the rumors were out that, Roman was going to drop the title. We all knew it was going to happen, but it just felt too short and just too abrupt. At least for me. Thoughts?
I mean, in all honesty, it was a very forgetful match. I mean, nothing about it was special. I mean, the fact that Roman lost the way he did, I mean, he, of course, he got the drop toe hold into the, exposed middle turnbuckle, and then he got the skull crush finale. So it's kind of like semi clean almost, but basically just outsmarted Roman. But it's just one of those things like, Miz has this is insane though. They said he's had the IC title 8 times. 8 times this guy's had the IC title.
Goat.
He's about ready to. I'll tell you, he's going to tie. He's going to tie and break Jericho's record of IC championships. But like I said, it was forgetful. It just wasn't anything that really got me excited. And Miz probably won't even have a match at Royal Rumble. It'll just be one of the guys in the Royal Rumble match. And I don't know what it's setting up, but I just think it's basically just getting the belt off Roman and getting him ready for his Universal Championship match against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 34.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I love Roman. I'm sorry. It's a thing.
Well, the thing is, it's not like I have anything against Roman. It's just, it's so, I mean, everybody saw it coming like years ago.
I didn't see him losing this match. I thought he would lose at the Rumble.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about everybody could see it coming that he was going to fight Lesnar again at WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
And but yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I didn't think about. I didn't look at any rumors either. So I didn't see him losing this match. I thought they would at least wait till Royal Rumble. But
yeah, the thing is, honestly, Royal Rumble really doesn't need any more matches because they're going to have 2 Royal Rumble matches.
Sure.
They're going to have 2 Royal Rumble matches, a triple threat match.
I mean, shoot, that's 2 hours right there.
Yeah, that's 2 hours. You have 2 hours of, and then you have 2 championship matches.
Okay. Speaking of which, explain to me this 2-on-1 handicap match for the W. How does that even work?
It's really just a triple threat match. That's what's going to happen. That Zayn and Kevin Owens aren't going to be able to, coexist, and that one's going to want to win the belt, the other one's going to, what's going to happen. But
Owens is going to win.
I think AJ's going to retain.
Owens wins, baby.
Sami Zayn,
well, boy, that'd be something. But yeah, well, like I said, we got 6 hours of Royal Rumble coming up on Sunday. We'll definitely do our predictions for that. But what was the segment after this? I don't even remember.
Well, I will tell you. We went back to the poker game where Jeff Hardy and MVP had joined.
Yeah, MVP, baby.
Just random MVP. By the way,
I was so hyped.
I was going to say, MVP still looks good, man. He still looks like he can still go out there and wrestle.
You ain't seen him without the suit on.
Oh, I see. I haven't watched a lot of. I didn't watch a lot of Impact or.
No, see, he is still in good shape, and he could have had a match tonight. He could have. Vince.
But they thought it was too important. They had to have 4 poker segments.
Yeah, I was hyped though. I was hyped about MVP. I felt like y'all said, it wasn't really a big deal though. Like like a guy like that returns, you would think they would make it kind of more of a big deal. I think they should have did something with him and Matt. I think that would have been funny. Like if they, even though Matt's woken or broken, still, like I think that would have been a cool thing if they did some sort of interaction between those two.
Well, the thing is also, this is the thing I thought was just so stupid about the whole thing, about the fact that MVP showed up and they had so many. The thing is about MVP was a SmackDown guy pretty much his entire career in WWE.
Yeah.
I don't even remember him even being on Raw. Do you guys remember him on Raw?
I don't think he was.
I think I'm pretty sure he was SmackDown pretty much from the beginning of his WWE career to the end. I think he was kind of like how when the brand split started, Taker pretty much was on SmackDown pretty much from 2002 until like probably 10 years later.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of like that, but I don't know. It just was a shame. I really feel like they just wasted a lot of these guys and just put them in just pointless stuff. Especially this poker thing. It wasn't even funny. That's the thing. It wasn't funny. It wasn't like it was like funny segment.
It wasn't like the old APA segments.
The old APA segments back in the day, they were hilarious.
Yeah.
Especially when they knock on that wooden door and the guy would walk around. He said, "Go through the door." That was good stuff. But no, that just wasn't funny. And pretty much anything JBL does, I'm not really that crazy about anyway nowadays.
I remember there was one where I think it was JBL knocked on the door, and Farouk's like, "The key's under the mat." I was like,
I just remember they did that segment, I think at a Royal Rumble one year, where Crash Holly just came in there and just said, I like you guys, but if I see you in the Royal Rumble, I'm going to throw your butts over the top rope. And he just walked out of there. And I always enjoyed Crash Holly because he reminded me, they always used to call him Elroy.
Yeah.
But no, he used to say he was 400 pounds too.
Yeah.
But no, a lot of reminiscing. But I tell you one thing, like I said, this definitely could have been a better anniversary show.
Yeah. Then we have the Peep Show, which I was kind of excited for, and then I saw the guests, and I was like,
"What was the cutting edge, though? Like, what was the cutting edge portion?"
Apparently, Edge is filming a movie overseas.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
Yeah, he had prior engagements, they said.
But the thing is, it basically hardly was a segment. They didn't even talk.
It wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it was just Jason Jordan being a dork and the crowd booing the crap out of him. And Sheamus and Cesaro came out there while Sheamus talked and Cesaro did his talking like Snaggletooth puss out there. And they start fighting, and that's pretty much it.
I do like Jason Jordan's dork persona, though. I think it's hilarious.
I think he's kind of channeling Kurt Angle, not as good as Kurt Angle's. Kurt Angle's initial Olympic dorky hero character he had from his debut until probably like 2001 was probably one of my favorite wrestling characters of all time. And it's cool to see Jason Jordan trying that, being just a complete spaz. And I think it's really good. I like what they're doing with them. I think they're actually doing something good with this.
What's up with Dean? Because I've been away from Raw for a bit. So what's up with Dean?
Oh, Dean, he won't be back probably till probably sometime it's around SummerSlam.
Is he hurt?
Oh yeah. He tore his. What did he do, Casey? Tore his.
No,
You've
I mean
really been out of the loop.
no, I
And
knew
Samoa Joe's
that
hurt,
he
too.
was. I knew he was hurt. I just didn't know how bad it was. I had a
It
feeling
was
he
really
was hurt.
bad. Samoa Joe's going to be out probably until almost close to WrestleMania.
I
So
think
there's
for his bicep or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Jason Jordan originally he was reported to be injured, and I don't think, of course, his injury isn't as. So I think he just kind of has this a little nagging injury, but it's nothing like serious like what happened with Dean. Dean, what did he do? Tear his rotator cuff? He did something where pretty bad.
Something with his shoulder or his arm or something.
Yeah, and it was during the match. I think like it was like Seth or somebody jumped out and he like had put his arm up or something. It was just in a throwaway match, and then they wrote him off on a segment backstage where basically they just called an audible. But man, DJ, I didn't realize you were that far out of the loop on Raw.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch it, but I usually don't get home until 9 o'clock. So then if I don't watch it live, I won't watch it. That's just how it is for me.
Well, you see, the thing with me is what I'll do, I'll like wait a while. I'll wait like probably to about 9:30 or 10, and then I'll go and watch it on the DVR and just skip through all the commercials and the Triple H stuff and Stephanie stuff, and pretty much just go from there. I barely even watch the matches anymore.
Yeah. Anyway,
and that, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, next, bruh, how many people are they gonna fit around that poker table?
They had a plenty.
Like,
it was a World Series of Poker. It basically was.
I get that they're trying to smash as many people as they can in one show, but having like 40 people around a poker table, we're still not going to see half of them. So what's the point? Like, I'm sure there were people in that segment that I didn't even notice. Like,
I think it was, I think they had like all the original members of the NWO in there, not original, but like after it got real big, I had a feeling.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
I mean, I think they basically had like Stevie Ray and Virgil and NWO Sting and Masahiro Chono and just all these like Scott Norton.
I think I did see Disco Inferno in there. I think.
Oh God! I wish Disco Inferno would have been on this show. I would have jumped for joy if I would have saw him.
But anyway, we got Bray Wyatt versus Woken Matt Hardy in the Manhattan Center. And this was another throwaway match, basically.
How long did this match last? Like 2 minutes?
I blinked and it was done.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, and Bray won. That's shocking.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Didn't he win?
I think he did. Yeah, he did. And I was confused. I was like, why? What?
Yeah, I mean, they basically made him look like an idiot for a while, and then they just had a throwaway match. They've had like a month and a half of vignettes of them laughing at each other. And just stupid. Stupid.
It's the first time I've seen Woken Matt.
Yeah, it's not that great.
I do like his entrance music, to be honest. I kind of like it. It's not as good as the Broken Matt and TNA entrance music, but
the thing is, I just wish that they would just have like vignettes of him at home and just do that kind of stuff of Vanguard 1 and Senor Benjamin and stuff like that and King Maxwell.
Yeah, I mean, that's what was missing, Brandon. The debut of the King of the King Maxwell.
Yeah, King Maxwell, and then whatever the
Prince.
Whatever the next kid's name's going to be. I know that he's what is his wife's name? Rebby Sky.
Yeah.
I know that she's pregnant again, so she.
I think she already had him.
Yeah, really? I didn't know that. That.
You had him a while back, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Well, shoot, I'm out of the loop on that too. But yeah, no, Yeah, like I said, it was very, very underwhelming. Just the fact that they've been building that up for ever since the beginning of December, and then basically just ended it just with a very quick Bray win, which one of the few Bray Wyatt wins I've seen in the last year.
There you go, Brandon. Gotcha, bro.
What?
I'm helping you out with the picture of the little one.
Let me see. Oh,
Maxwell still got the man bun. Still got the man bun.
they got two. They got two boys now. They got two princes.
They got the second Hardy Boys.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I hope one don't end up like Jeff.
Hardy's revenge. Hard. Oh, I think that's what we were missing in this show.
Yeah, I have to say that's one thing I was disappointed about, the fact that Edge wasn't. You know that if Edge was at the show, they would have had an Edge and Christian, uh, Dudley's Hardy segment.
Yeah,
Because that'd be the first time they've been together on the same on WWE television in a long time, and that would have been really cool to see. But unfortunately, Edge wasn't there. But I mean, really, pretty much, I just feel like they just like you said it best, Casey. You said they pretty much just ham-fisted and crammed all these people into these segments.
yeah.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Moving on,
So
I guess, or unless we have more to talk about.
no. Go ahead.
Um, we had the women from Raw's history. We had the Bellas, Maurice, Kelly, which I was excited for, Tori Wilson, Michelle McCool, Terry Reynolds, Maria Kanellis, and Trish Stratus. All lined up and then went backstage again.
Yep. What a useless.
I mean, at least we got to find out if Tori Wilson still has it. She does.
She looks great.
And Brie, after having a baby, she didn't got thick. Like she was not. She was a skinny little bugger before. Not no more.
I think she looks great.
I agree.
Honestly, I thought she was too skinny at first.
You know what the issue is, though?
What?
How you gonna have Michelle McCool and not have the other half of the Divas champion, baby?
Yeah, Layla, the more talented, the one with the more personality.
Yeah.
Where was Sable?
Well, yeah, you know what? It is really weird that Brock has been back in the fold of WWE for 6 years, and we have not seen one appearance from Sable.
And no Lita?
No Lita. I was disappointed we didn't see Victoria, or we didn't see Molly Holly, or anybody like that. I always was a fan.
Where was the cat?
I don't think you'll ever see her again. After, as long as Jerry Lawler's employed by them, I don't think. True. I think Jerry Lawler probably would find a way to veto that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I tell you, it's a shame that I know it. Stacy Keibler, she's just pretty much just persona non grata by WWE now, isn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, what was the last? I mean, she showed up on WWE television and she just
he said something in French. I just didn't know what it was.
What? Oh man.
But yeah, it was a waste. Not even a women's match with them. Like, they had at least like Tori or Kelly have like something. Like, okay, Trish, not too long ago, okay, but like, come on, give us something worthwhile, not just
have them come up there and do like the Hall of Fame thing they do at WrestleMania, where they just like do like the Queen wave and just kind of just sit there. And And like, oh, then hey everybody, and then they just go to the back, like almost like they come out on conveyor belt.
Yeah, it's stupid. But anyway, let's move on to with a backstage segment with Elias and Chris Jericho. What I loved,
I like this one. This
yeah,
was good.
what I loved, the best part of this segment, Jericho was wearing the Alpha Club shirt, a
That was
non WWE shirt. He was wearing.
was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Thoughts on the backstage segment?
I thought it was
Well,
funny. I like Jericho's long hair. Love it.
oh,
Love
I
it,
was.
man.
You see, the thing is, I have not. Do not tell me anything about it. I have not seen the Kenny Omega Chris Jericho match yet.
Shame on you. First off, I mean, how did I watch it before you did? Shame.
I've been out of the loop, man. I've been out of the loop with the wrestling since beginning of January. I skimmed through Raw and SmackDown, but I have not. I
You
know
know
I've
what?
seen a little bit of the new. I think I saw. God, what
Did you see the
some?
four-way match? Because that's all that really matters. If we're gonna be honest, like
Yeah.
that's all that really matters.
Oh yeah, no. I saw the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. I saw the main event, but I did not see Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho yet. I saw some of the aftermath and the stuff with Jericho and Naito. I saw that, but
But
seeing Jericho long hair again, that made me happy.
but did you see the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Fatal Four Way? Because that was the match.
Oh, that was great. That was a hell of a match. I did see that.
That
That was awesome. God, that was great. That was, I know it's just January 23rd now, but that was a match of the year candidate for 2018. That was incredible.
yeah.
But
Anyway,
yeah, but that Jericho segment was fun. It was, always seeing the list, and Jericho he looks good, even though that tattoo on his arms just looks stupid. I just don't like that. It looks like midlife crisis Jericho now. But seeing him pull out the list and put Elias on the list, and Elias, I tell you one thing, he has gotten so much better than he was at one point on the NXT.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, then we had a segment with Cena. When Cena came out and with Elias and the security guy took the beach ball, I really don't think they were saying Apple. I'm almost positive it wasn't saying Apple, but I mean Cena said that they were saying Apple, so
Yeah, no, that yeah.
pretty sure it wasn't Apple. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Did not sound like that's what they said, but yeah, that was. I'm getting a little. The beach ball thing has kind of gotten played out.
Yeah. I mean, if you're that bored at a wrestling show that you have to throw around a beach ball,
Then watch it at home.
maybe the wrestling show need to get better. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah. Don't pay $50, $100, whatever it costs to go to that show.
Yeah, I like the Apple joke. I laughed.
Yeah,
Cena's the goat.
yeah. Cena's still very good. I mean, even though he wears the new shirt he has is god awful. Oh my god. Basically, it's glow in the dark shirt now. He's pretty much got all the colors in the crayon box are finally on the spectrum of his shirts.
Next one,
And
tie dye.
that could happen. That actually could happen eventually. But no, that like I said, honestly, I'm really surprised that Cena didn't end up standing tall in that segment. I'm surprised Elias was the one who actually stood tall in that segment.
Yeah, I was surprised that he put Elias over.
Yeah, shocking, really. But Elias and Cena will have a match eventually, and Cena will win.
Yeah, but anyway, we had Mark Henry Godfather segment, which I actually really liked. I thought it was funny. it was just cool seeing Godfather and Mark Henry back. We didn't see the coral suit though. We didn't see the coral suit.
I was going to say, Mark Henry, I always have like a guilty pleasure for when he was Sexual Chocolate. I always thought that character was hilarious.
I hope no one just didn't walk in on that particular choice of words.
Oh, I know. I hope nobody listened.
Remember the mom coming in at the beginning? Yeah, she came back.
I love when Mark Henry starts to hit on Godfather's wife, and he's like, "It's also my wife." And he's like, "Oh, my bad."
The thing I always remember about Mark Henry on Raw, besides that awesome retirement speech he gave, the fake retirement speech he gave, where he laid Cena out and he wore that awesome pink jacket that night. The thing I remember, and it's probably one of that and the hand.
Where was the hand tonight? Dang it!
Well, if May was still with us, that hand would have been there. That was when they had that Raw 1000 and they had that hand show up. That was one of the absolute funniest things WWE's ever done. That actually was supposed to be comedy. That actually was funny, because that was hilarious. That was so funny. But no, when Mark Henry got propositioned by that transvestite hooker, that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. That was Vince Russo all over the place when that happened. That was a Vince Russo creation. But no, Mark Henry, I always enjoy. He was, even though sometimes he was terrible in the ring at times, he got so much better over the years. And honestly, it's amazing that he was in WWE for over 20 years.
I think I got too hyped for Mark Henry and missed the whole segment. I was like, Mark Henry! And I turned around and it was the segment and he was gone. I was like, no. I thought he was going to have a match. I mean, I was expecting.
Well, I'm probably the only person on the face of the earth that instead of seeing Godfather, I'd rather see Papa Shango.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never see Papa Shango, you always see Godfather. And Papa Shango was actually looking back, was a pretty spooky freaking character. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was just a kind of a throwaway segment just to give Mark Henry, even though Mark Henry officially is retired now.
But that's what he do.
That's what he do. He also has probably one of the greatest theme musics in wrestling history.
True.
Right there, got the Papa Shango.
Hey, yeah, you have to say you'd get excited if you saw him too.
I would. I got the shirt.
Papa Shango, where he missed his cue at WrestleMania when at WrestleMania 8, where he was supposed to interfere, and before Hogan dropped the leg, and Hogan dropped the leg and Sid had to kick out.
Yeah.
So he has the distinction of missing his cue at WrestleMania.
But anyway, we had the Dudleys return, which I'm going to be honest, to me was not that exciting because it feels like they were just in WWE not too long ago.
And they advertised it already too, so it wasn't a surprise.
And Wwe Ray's been in Ring of Honor, so like the two actual in-ring returns or legends weren't that exciting because we see them too much. Excellent failure from WWE. Thoughts on the Dudleys at all? Anybody?
Well, it was just a throwaway match between a bunch of freaking basically jobbers at this point. With Heath Slater and Rhino and Apollo Crews and Titus and O'Neal, and then you have Heath Slater get put through a table by the Dudleys. And take this with a grain of salt, but I heard a report that Bubba was actually recently in the hospital because he was having memory problems. So that's not good. that's when you hear stuff like that, that just makes you. Watching a lot of those old. I went back and watched some of the old matches at ECW where Bubba and Devon would take these unprotected, hard chair shots to the head. It just makes you cringe.
They used that in a storyline in Ring of Honor against the Briscoes.
Yeah, I'm actually going to a Ring of Honor show in Concord, North Carolina, in a couple weeks, and I don't know if he'll be there or not, but man, I'm pretty excited because ROH is it's pretty hot right now.
Yeah,
but honestly, it really the last time I really got excited seeing the Dudleys was when they showed up at Barclays after the SummerSlam a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But pretty much since then, I really could give a hoot about it.
Yeah.
Touche.
Those are DJ's thoughts. Then we get to the click segment. Oh God.
Hey, you forgot something between the AJ Styles interview.
Oh yeah, I didn't even write anything about that. I mean, it was cool, but yeah.
Well, I just say one thing: Gene is looking his age now.
I still love Gene though.
I love Mean Gene. Mean Gene is a national treasure. He's a great guy. I love him, but he actually is starting to look his age.
I was mad that he wasn't at the Manhattan Center.
Did you not see him at on Legends House? He already looked his age on Legends House.
We say I watched some of that, but I just got depressed by it because Roddy Piper just. I wasn't when Roddy Piper passed away. I wasn't that surprised because he didn't make any sense on that show whatsoever. I mean, I know that's kind of how his character was, but him and Pat. I mean, what's the guy's name? The guy who was the sidekick on Abraham Washington's show, Tony Atlas. He was just annoying on that show. And it always good to see the Finkel. Oh yeah, Finkel was did introduce Undertaker, so that was cool.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did. That's what got me buying the network. I'm not gonna lie.
The Legends House.
It was. I got hooked. I got it. I got it for like a week. I
thought you got it for Camp WWE.
No, because I got it way before Camp WWE came out. But when I got it, I got it for like a week. They gave away like a week trial or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They give away a week free trials like candy.
Yeah, like they were giving away like a week free trial. So I tried it, and Casey was talking to me about NXT. But at first, I started watching Legends House, and I just got hooked on it. And I was like, I gotta get the network now. And that was probably the first thing I watched.
Basically, all I watched was old Saturday Night Main Event episodes and old WCW pay-per-views. That's basically what I watch. So that just shows you how much I love the current product.
Yeah. But
yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta get to the old click guy segment.
So did Triple H really give the same speech he did for NXT about how the fans started the fire that ignited the? I was like, bro, this is the same thing you said about NXT.
Well, I mean, let's get real. It's the same Triple H promo since 1998. Yeah. It's him coming out there growling, game, I'm going to talk for about 25 minutes about nothing. Honestly, he is basically the equivalent of an Ambien. He is a walking Ambien for WWE. Just you put on one of his promos for me, I will be asleep very quickly. And then Sean looks like a hobo. Sean
lost it all when he retired, man.
He's cross-eyed. He doesn't have any hair. He looks terrible. I mean, he's been cross-eyed for a while, but his hair has been falling out. But he just looks like I don't know what's going on with him. Apparently, he lives in Florida now. He's been living in Texas. I think he lives in Florida now. I think he doesn't he work down at Full Sail?
Yeah, he does the finishing classes for NXT.
Well, I mean, that's a good job for him. I mean, shoot, I'd want him. I'd want him as a teacher down there. I'm sure he would teach those guys a lot.
Guys, you're gonna need to stop talking about how Sean looks old and how he's losing his hair. Because Amy's gonna find out. She's gonna get mad because she loves Sean, and then I'm gonna get in trouble.
I mean, what's Amy gonna do? Is she gonna lose her smile about it?
I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm the one that gets yelled at. So,
well, the thing is, I am a Shawn Michaels fan, but I don't like seeing him trot out there looking like he just came out of a dumpster. I mean, he does not look good. And I mean, he looked great at WrestleMania a couple years ago when he came out with that shirt on, and he looked like he probably could still wrestle, but he looked like just a guy who came out of a dumpster somewhere tonight with that ugly DX neon shirt on, and it had those little stupid glow sticks, and they I don't know. Honestly, I'm over the whole DX nostalgia thing. They've hammered that into the ground.
Well, they did the weird thing where they do like the new DX and the old DX. It was really weird. Like they came out with the stupid glow sticks at first, like in their entrance, and then obviously you had the other guys come out. I still love Road Dogs.
Oh, I always have a soft spot for Road Dogg. I personally could give a hoot about Mr. Ass. At all.
Yeah, I was just mad they didn't say "Welcome to the Doghouse." I'm just saying that's the best part.
My favorite part was Triple H mentioned China, and I cued all the little kids Googling her name and finding porn.
You know that Triple H's kid, you know his daughters are like, oh, who's China? Because remember he actually mentioned about Googling China, and I was like, oh my god, you guys inducted freaking Sonny into your Hall of Fame, and you guys are worried about people Googling things. I mean, it's ridiculous. But hearing that, it was cool hearing them actually mention Rick Rude. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was hyped when Valor Club came out and they all did the Too Sweet. That was pretty cool.
Oh, hey, we forgot to mention X-Pac and Scott Hall. Boy, I tell you, when X-Pac looks worse than Scott Hall, after everything Scott Hall's been through the last 20 years, that is saying something. Scott Hall has almost died like 5 times. And X-Pac looks like X-Pac's like 10 years younger than Scott Hall. And he looks 20 years older than all the guys in the ring. And you know what's so funny? If Nash was there, Nash looks younger than all of them. Yeah. Nash looks like he pretty much, other than his hair being gray, he looks the same. But everybody else looks like shit. I mean, even Triple H looks like a raisin now.
Okay, but what I'm confused about with this segment is, aren't Valor Club supposed to be heels?
That's what I thought too. I was like, wait, what?
I think they're like tweeners almost. I think they're like tweeners because it's funny because the crowd cheered when Seth won last week, even though the reason why they cheered is because he brought back the curb stomp.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Like, there's no consistency. Like,
there's no consistency. WWE heels and faces, it's pretty much goes with the wind.
I popped for the Revival more than anything. Just saying.
Well, the thing is, I knew right when I heard their music, I said, "Oh Lord, they're going to get squashed by the old guys."
Yeah, I decided to go cry after that.
Yeah, I knew right when that happened. I was like, "These guys are too freaking good to get."
This tag match was pointless. There was no point in that.
It was basically a glorified squash match. I feel like I was watching the Road Warriors versus the Mulkeys or something. I mean, it was.
Although
yeah.
I personally loved seeing the Revival get destroyed. I liked it.
Revival is a good old school tag team. I like that. They kind of remind me of if Arn Anderson had sons who wrestled,
Yeah.
and they really do remind me of a version of Arn Anderson and the Midnight Express, basically. And I think that having them together, I think having them is perfect. I think eventually they will win the tag team championships if they can stay healthy. But basically they all took their finishers. It is amazing. Billy Gunn still looks like he's in really good shape to be his age. It's like really amazing.
Yes, I just saw him wrestle a couple of weeks or month or two ago. In Ohio against Joey Ryan.
Oh boy, did they do dick spots and ass spots the whole time?
Oh, they did. It was great. It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Oh, I'm sure it was dick and ass spots all over the place. But no, like I said, it was cool seeing Road Dogg do his thing. Road Dogg he was one of my favorite guys in DX. Yeah. As a kid, he was I never was much into Triple H, never really cared for X-Pac, and Billy Gunn was meh. But like I said, it was just basically and then Finn Balor did the coup de grace, and I feel like they really made Finn Balor look like kind of showcase Finn Balor, and it looked like Triple H just kind of giving a rub to his boy, because you can definitely tell Triple H is a fan of his. Which is good, because a lot of other people like Finn Balor, too. And I'm glad Finn Balor and Ellis Anderson are together now. They should have done this a long time ago.
The problem is Vince still doesn't think he's over, which is the most ridiculous thing ever.
Well, Vince also thinks Roman Reigns is going to be the face of WWE for the next 15 years.
True.
So, as a babyface. So, yeah, that shows you what he knows. And really, honestly, tonight, if this is any indication of how the future is going to be, it's a very bleak future, because it was a lot of nostalgia, but a lot of bullshit too.
Getting into this final segment, I'm going to explain what happened in this segment, and then I'm going to need somebody to explain the logic to me, because I can't.
Godly, good luck.
Well, you're saying WWE and low chic?
Let's talk about this. So Kurt Angle brought all the legends and a handful of superstars out for backup with Braun, Kane, and Brock. Then the current superstars get in the ring to keep Kane and Brock separated. Then as Kane and Braun separated, I should say. Then as soon as Brock's music hits and he comes out, the superstars that were separating the two just get out of the ring.
Oh, they did nothing. They didn't even touch anybody.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, wait, weren't they supposed to be trying to not let them touch or keep them separated? And then I look and they're all just fighting, and I'm like, what?
And they had the weirdest hodgepodge of guys down there. They had Eric Bischoff, Brother Love, Jonathan Coachman. I was like, what are these guys going to do to freaking Braun Strowman, Kane, and Brock Lesnar? I said, I mean, was Bischoff going to karate kick him in the shin or something, and then Brock would rip his head off or something?
Well, I get it. It actually gives the fans a chance to see them live.
Mm-hmm. It gives them a payday too.
Stupid. What?
It's just stupid. It was just dumb. I mean, the whole thing is, I knew what was coming. I could see it from 15 miles away that it was going to end with Braun laying out Brock and Kane, and they were going to set up where it looked like Braun was going to be the favorite for Sunday night, and of course he's not going to win, but he's not going to get pinned. Kane's going to get pinned, and Brock's going to keep the belt until Mania, unfortunately. And so I honestly, that whole segment did nothing for me. Care less. I saw they did the exact same spot at SummerSlam. The exact same spot where Braun put him through the announce table. Same spot, running power slam. That's it. And WWE thinks we have the memory of a goldfish, and we don't remember that. It's honestly, tonight's show was insulting.
Yep.
It was insulting. It honestly was a huge middle finger to, I think, to a lot of people. I really, honestly, if I had to give this a star rating, to borrow Dave Meltzer, I give it -5 stars. It was the shits.
I would give it like 1.5 stars.
Boy, you're being generous. Whew. You're being.
This segment was like really weird though. Like it didn't make any sense at all. Like
it felt like a segment you'd see on just a run of the mill regular Raw. Other than the legends around the ring.
That's what this was, a run of the mill regular Raw.
It was nothing special about it. It was just some cameos.
They just had that 25 on there for, people who will watch cable. It's on channel 25. That's what that was.
Yeah, to make sure everybody knew what the channel number is. I tell you what, honestly, I don't know if you guys heard the rumors about, WWE's TV contract is coming to an end next year with USA, and there are these rumors going around that WWE might get put on Fox Sports. And in all honesty, if this is what they're going to bring to the table, I don't see Fox really jumping and opening up their wallet to get WWE to come. So, yeah, I hope they got some better stuff in the future. The thing that's the most frustrating about WWE right now is the wrestling is good, but the story and the characters suck.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I think as far as the TV contracts coming up, I think Vince is in the mindset that, WWE is so big and they make so much money that, any company is going to take us, any channel is going to take us. That's not the case. If you're not going to bring in the ratings, the channel's not going to take you. But then again, I'm sorry, ratings don't matter when you got a TV deal.
Oh yeah, ratings don't matter. Even though they got a freaking awful contract. Their TV contract last time was horrible. They got a low ball. They basically had to crawl back to USA to get this contract. And the thing that I think it's amazing how WWE criticizes WCW so much, but they're repeating the exact same mistakes WCW made that led to its downfall. They added a third hour to Raw that was not needed.
Yeah.
I mean, the ratings for the third hour of Raw are awful. Like Scooby-Doo reruns outdraw the third hour of Raw. I mean, it's. I mean, honestly, it's a chore getting through Raw. I have to just skim through it on the DVR to get through it. It's a chore, and DJ, I don't blame you for not really keeping up with Raw right now.
I mean, I've tried. I just,
it's hard. It's a chore. It's basically almost like a chore.
Well, and I've said this before, like it's great to have so much wrestling programming, like that's fabulous and all. But
it's not 1998.
Yeah, and it's too much. It's too much.
Too much.
Like, I mean, you legit have wrestling every day of the week if you count everything else too.
Yeah,
and the WWE's on 4 days.
Yeah, I mean, you have Raw on Monday, SmackDown on Tuesday. Immediately after that, you have 205. You have NXT on Wednesday. On what do we have on Thursday nowadays?
Impact.
We have Impact, and then Friday we have New Japan Pro Wrestling on Access TV. And it's honestly, I would have killed for this much wrestling program back in 1998.
Technically, Ring of Honor comes on between Saturday and Sunday.
That's right. It comes on late Saturday night, and sometimes in Sunday morning. So, I mean, wrestling is on every freaking day of the week now. We did not.
Hold on a second. I just noticed something.
What?
Where was this match at, though? Where was this match at, though?
What match?
Ali. Where was this match at, though? I didn't see this match. What?
Who is it?
It's Mustafa Ali versus somebody. I can't tell who that
Was
is.
that a dark match, or they record that for 205 Live?
I don't know, but it should have been on this show because we needed it.
Oh, I mean, we needed something that actually resembled an actual wrestling match because we didn't
Yeah.
have any of those. We had some dull ass matches that had basically glorified squash matches. They basically did go old school. They went back to the first Raw where they just had just a bunch of squash matches. I mean, basically, it was almost like watching an old Superstars taping back in the day. It's just you didn't have the star power that you had back then. But no, I tell you, it's just it's funny. Honestly, the best summary I can give of this Raw is there's a screenshot picture on Twitter of King and JR ringside at Manhattan Center asleep. That is my summary of that show tonight. And by the way, the people at the Manhattan Center, I know those guys had to be pissed. Paid $500 to see two matches that lasted a total of maybe 2.5 minutes. And you see Undertaker say nothing, and you see a bunch of old guys come out there looking just horrible. And that's pretty much it. Maybe I'm being overly harsh, guys, but I mean, what do you mean? Do you guys think that just the nostalgia act is starting to the dry is running up, the well's drying up?
I mean, I'll always be a huge DX fan. That's what I grew up with. And I don't think they look as terrible. I mean, yeah, like Nash looks terrible and X-Pac.
Well, no, I was going to say Nash looks fine. X-Pac looks
Paul looks terrible and X-Pac looks terrible.
Well, Hall, for the most part, he looks better than he did.
Yeah. I think in general, Billy Gunn looks good. Road Dogg.
Billy Gunn, Road Dogg looks good. X-Pac looks crappy. Triple H is just getting shriveled up, and then Shawn looks like a hobo. And,
I think for me, I've just seen Shawn and Triple H enough that I'm kind of used to it now. It's just how they look.
Well, the thing is, honestly, I like seeing whenever I see Shawn, I'm excited to see Shawn Michaels. But personally, Triple H, I really don't get excited to see him ever.
Yeah,
and especially it's hard to really. He's a weird character because he shows up on NXT and he's a babyface. When he shows up in WWE, he's a heel. It's hard. He has no medium.
True.
He's just it's just weird because then he shows up on DX and he's babyface.
Yeah,
you don't know what to do. It's just honestly, it makes my head hurt.
It's weird because he shows up at these other places like he wasn't just at the places before.
Yeah. It's so funny watching him, and they were talking about how they, Manhattan Center is and this is our home and stuff. I'm like, dude, you never even had a damn match at the Manhattan Center. I said, I don't even know why you're even talking. I mean, I was like, Shawn was on the first Raw. Triple H wasn't even in WCW at the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, it was just, and he, honestly, it was the most ass kissing I have seen, sucking up to a crowd I've seen since they had Kathy Lee Gifford on there talking about her mother was born in Brooklyn and stuff like that.
Well,
I don't know if you. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I mean, he had to after the shit.
Yeah, he had to get the crowd back on his side, but the crowd was kind of like, I mean, it was. You could tell the crowd was kind of half-heartedly cheering it. It wasn't like, honestly, they would have been better off doing that towards the beginning of the show rather than the end of the show when the crowd was burnt out and basically watching stuff that happened in Brooklyn, in Manhattan on a TV screen.
Yeah.
And I do have to say one thing. It was cool seeing the original setup for the first Raw with the old WWF backdrop and
that was really cool.
Yeah, and the Ico Pro thing, and then the ring, the old ring with the red, white, and blue ropes.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite memories of wrestling as a kid was the old school red, white, and blue ring ropes from the WWF.
Well, one thing I don't like, and I haven't liked this for a while, is when they do this throwback stuff, and I don't know if it's a legality thing, which it shouldn't be, but they never use the WWF logo.
It's weird. It's weird. I don't know if you guys have noticed this too. They've been doing this the last couple of years. They used to use that WWF block logo. Now they don't use that. They can use the scratch logo now, which they used to blur out, but they can't use the WWF block logo. They have to change it to the WWE.
Yeah,
And I just think it's stupid. It's dumb. The whole thing's stupid because it's something that's in the past. I don't
Yeah.
understand why they have to do this. It's just dumb. It makes honestly, that's the one thing I don't like about WWE Network because there's still so much editing in
yeah,
their programming where they dub over music and the music sounds weird and just I just don't like that. But
Yeah.
I do have to say I enjoy that aesthetic of it. And really, honestly, at the Barclays, I thought they kind of would do something kind of similar, not exactly similar,
yeah.
but like a more old school Raw feel. And they didn't do that. And it basically, that's the one thing I don't like about Monday Night Raw. It feels like you're watching the same show that you watched in 1997. And you have those damn by the way, I wanted to strangle whoever was the cameraman or the director at the Manhattan Center because they kept showing shots of the crowd when Undertaker was walking down to the ring. I was like, what are they doing? It was stupid. I don't understand. I really honestly think whoever is in the production truck is drunk because it makes no sense.
You know what it was? It's because Brown was in there last week. They were scared. They were
Oh
still
God,
shaking. Yeah.
that whole thing last week, that was the funniest, one of the most unintentionally funny
Did
things
you
when Triple H,
did you see did
Kurt
you
Angle,
see
that's $12 million.
did you see him say how do you cut this crap off? All you
I've
gotta
got
do
this.
is hit one button. You hit one button, you'll probably mess up everything. Like,
It,
let's be honest.
it's so funny because I saw so many people on Twitter in that segment where he goes in the production truck. Everybody is saying, grab Kevin Dunn, beat up Kevin Dunn. Everybody wanted Braun to get Kevin Dunn and throw him out of the trailer or to do something like that. And then he picked, oh, and you could tell that was the thing was so stupid when he tipped the trailer over. Oh, that was God. You could tell that was pre-taped like a week ago. It was ridiculous. I don't know. That's the one thing I just don't like about Raw. Raw just seems so. It basically, even though they don't tape the show anymore, it still feels so canned. And honestly, tonight was no different. They've done anniversary shows before. I don't know if you guys remember this anniversary show, but the 15th anniversary show back in 2007, that was a much better show than we got tonight.
Yeah.
I don't remember the 20th anniversary, and I thought Raw 1000 was pretty disappointing, but the ending was hot. But we didn't get that tonight. Honestly, I feel like tonight's finish, I mean, it basically just set up Royal Rumble, but it was just something you see every Monday night. And I was hoping for something different and something exciting. But honestly, we didn't get that tonight. And I was very disappointed. I was looking forward to the show. I don't know. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Hopefully they get our interest back.
Speaking of which, I'm sure maybe tomorrow we'll have our Royal Rumble predictions.
And we'll all get them wrong too.
Yeah. Either tomorrow or Wednesday. I know Wednesday we'll obviously have our takeover predictions. So keep a lookout for that.
Maybe we can do a super show like they used to do with Raw and SmackDown. We can do a Royal Rumble and NXT takeover prediction show.
Nah,
That's too much. Well, the NXT Takeover show, I don't really think so. Be that good.
It's
this
gonna
time.
be amazing because I'm gonna be there. So.
Oh, you're gonna be in Philadelphia.
I mean, as long as the dream is there, it'll be okay.
The dream, baby. No, so are you gonna go to NXT and the Royal Rumble, or are you just gonna go to the NXT?
I can't afford the Royal Rumble. That's too
You
much.
can't. Yeah, the Royal Rumble's way too probably really expensive. I can see that. Well, we'll see if Philadelphia is more receptive to the Royal Rumble this time.
Yeah. I think Takeover would be pretty good. I mean, Takeover's
what's the main event supposed to be? Cien Almas and who's going to be
Johnny Gargano.
Gargano retains the title is what the main event's going to be.
Well, I think Aleister Black's going to be the one who comes out of with the NXT Championship at New Orleans.
No, it's the dream, baby. The ambiance, man. The ambiance is just right, man.
The Velveteen Dream. I tell you one thing. I think he's definitely got a future in WWE on the main roster.
See, I'm excited for the Extreme Rules match because they showed that video package, and we ain't not gonna see none of that. We ain't gonna see any of that.
Like I said, there's some exciting stuff going on in WWE, but it's the execution of it is just so wonky.
Well, I love how the hype video package for the Extreme Rules match, they showed all this ECW footage, and I was like, it won't even called an Extreme Rules match back then. It was just a hardcore
It was just a match. That's just the way ECW was. They didn't even have rules.
It's too gimmicky now. Stop calling it an Extreme Rules match. Just call it a hardcore match.
Well, it's so stupid because WWE has to have labels on everything. Like basically at one point, all their pay-per-views, other than the main ones, were basically WWE cage match, WWE singles match, WWE fatal four-way, triple threat, da-da-da-da. I'm like, come on, come up with some original
Welcome
names.
to 8 matches in a ring pay-per-view.
Yeah, WWE Texas Tornado. Stupid stuff. I'm just like WWE matches. That's why I pretty much figure one of them is just going to be called matches. It's just stupid. It's stupid. I hate it. I still think it's dumb they have a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell.
It is.
I just don't like that. I don't like that. I'm an old man when it comes to wrestling. I think they overthink things way too much. Wrestling is the easiest damn thing in the world to write. It's not hard. And
with that, we're gonna leave and we'll let the fine people go to sleep because it's 1:11 in the morning and we keeping them up. We doing that and we apologize.
But I need a drink after tonight.
All right. Well, I mean, y'all ain't got to go to bed. Y'all ain't got to go to bed, but you can't.
Well, I gotta go to the dentist in the morning, so I'm not looking forward to that.
That sucks. We will see.
Is it Isaac Yankum?
No, it's not Isaac Yankum. Thank God.
But be sure to hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at ICW_podcast, and we will see you on the Flippity Dippity. Oh yeah.